Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, the 19th, August 19th. How is everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a nice but safe weekend. I know I did. I know I did. I had a nice, quiet weekend. Me and my husband, we were out. Also, look at that column, if you don't know. We were out Saturday. We went to my uncle's house. Also, we went out before my uncle's. We went to find the drive-in movies that we have here, the only one we have in my state. So we're thinking about going to check that out tonight. It had said rain in the forecast, but it's not raining right now. So, we're gonna see how things play. But with that being said, on Saturday, kind of had like a little scare. Like I said, went to my uncle's house. We had a great time. Stayed there over there for quite some time, just talking to my uncle. Because the last time I see my uncle was at a friend of mine's homecoming, and prior to that, the last time I see my uncle was at my mom's funeral. So it goes to show you how often I see my uncle. So, like I said, I had promised him that I was going to stop by when I seen him at the homecoming. So I kept my promise. And like I said, I don't regret it. I enjoyed myself. My husband enjoyed it. Him and my husband are really good, friends and everything. So going over there and talking to him and just seeing how he's doing was really, really great. I felt good about the outcome of the visit. So, me and my significant other decided to go stop somewhere after leave my uncle's house for something to eat. I wasn't really particularly hungry, but my husband, significant other, he's like always hungry. So we decided to get some seafood bag. I'm not big on seafood. You already know I'm not big on seafood. So we stopped there, placed his order, and he usually gets the same thing all the time. You get the crab legs, the shrimp, the mussels, corn, sometimes potato. Usually the same thing. So anyway, so we grab it. We go home. Now, usually my husband, he says he always looks in the bag to make sure he has everything. This night, he did not look in the bag. Got home, the shrimp was missing. Basically, that's what I usually eat, the shrimp and mussels. So it was no big thing for me because I could care less because I wasn't feeling it anyway. So he called and they said he could come back and get them, but that was like a 45-minute ride. Not 45, but like 30-minute ride. So he said forget it. So I just had the mussels and he ate everything else. Well, after he ate his food and I ate the mussels that I had, I was in the room, and then he came in the room after cleaning the kitchen up. He came in the room, and he like pretty much plumped on the bed. And I said to him, like, what's wrong with you? He said, oh, I feel dizzy. I was like, oh, okay. So I first figured, because I had wine. He had, a little drink and everything. And, we haven't really, had a drink in a long time. And like I said, I just had wine. But even for him, he's been cutting back on his liquor totally. I think like maybe 2 months now he's been clean of liquor. So, like I said, he had a social drink with my uncle, which was fine. So I just probably felt that maybe that effect of, him having liquor, and he hadn't had liquor in such a long time that, maybe it was just making him feel a little lightheaded. On top of he just gave himself his shot for his insulin for his diabetes. So, keeping the story short, as the night went by, it just didn't. It got worse. It just progressed to, him so lightheaded. It became dizziness, stumbling, really hard corresponding to anything I'm asking him, because I asked him how he's feeling. Explain your dizziness. I'm keeping him talking. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to call the ambulance because, like I said, it was just a little dizziness that he was going through. So he had said he had to go to the bathroom, so I had to help him to the bathroom. Because at this point, I'm nearly holding him up, helping him to the bathroom. And so he wound up, having a little diarrhea, I believe. So I had told my daughter, who, like I said, stays with me, and I said, your dad's not feeling good, so I may have to take him into the ER tonight. She said, okay. So I called for him in the bathroom just to check on him, see how he was doing. I really didn't get a response, so I went to the bathroom, and he had just got off the toilet. And he was standing at the sink. I don't know if he was standing at the sink. He was probably at the sink washing his hands. But next thing you know, as I'm trying to get him out the bathroom, because I had gave him my walker to help him so he could stand up, if he needed. So as I'm helping him out the bathroom, he just collapsed. He just passed out. So I called for my daughter, and she said, "What happened?" I said, "He passed out." So I started calling his name. I mean, his eyes were like just staring out of the world. So I'm calling his name, and then finally, and no, let me back up. So when I was trying to help him out the bathroom, when I got to him in the bathroom, he was sweating bullets. His shirt was drenched. He was just sweating bullets. And then that's when he passed out. So my daughter came, and then I started calling his name, and finally he responded. Within like seconds, he responded and helped him up. And then me and my daughter helped him to the bed, and I let him lay on the bed, and I got him cloth, turned the fan on, try to get his body temperature if it was hot. I don't know. I really didn't feel that his body was hot, but he was sweating bullets. So put a rag on the back of his neck, try to keep his body temperature down, and I was blowing the fan on him, and just kept talking to him. And then eventually he said, "Oh, I felt a little bit better after, I asked him, I said, "How you feeling?" He said, "I feel a little bit better, since I went to the bathroom." And I said, "Okay, good. Well, you lay down and just take, rest." So I said, "Well, let me check your sugar, and let me check your pulse, your blood pressure, because I have all that stuff in my house." So I checked his blood pressure first, and his blood pressure was like 97/64. His blood pressure was low. I checked it 3 times. Blood pressure never reached 100 over whatever. It was like the highest was like a 94/76. That was the 3rd time I took it. So I know for whatever reason his blood pressure was very low. Checked his sugar. Sugar was for him being being a diabetic with insulin. It was like 212. Not normal, but it was acceptable for me. My main thing was just the fact that his blood pressure was dropping, So I instantly started researching, and the first thing I said, let me see if it was food poisoning. And when I started reading it, long and behold, if you have food poisoning, your blood pressure would drop. Your blood pressure would definitely drop. So he didn't want to go to the ER. I didn't really enforce it because the fact of the matter is that it was just his blood pressure being low. Really not a big thing to rush a person to the ER because their blood pressure is low. Just would be something that you would consistently keep checking, and that's what I did. So his blood pressure started to go up. Well, I didn't check his blood pressure no more that particular day, but the next day I did check his blood pressure, and his blood pressure had went up a little more. It was like 100/41. I think it was 140/70 something. I checked it the next day, but he slept through the night perfectly fine. I was on 24-hour watch. But the next day, which was Sunday, because that was Saturday, Sunday, he pretty much slept, throughout the day. But he was up and down. I had him drinking water, Gatorade, because when you are suffering from food poisoning, the next best thing is to do is keep them hydrated, because that's the next thing that would happen, that they will become dehydrated. And my husband suffers with dehydrating real bad. So I kept him very hydrated with water, and he's a person who drinks water a lot. So I did. My daughter did go out and get him some Gatorade to bring up his electrolytes also. But I believe it was food poison. Nobody could tell me it wasn't. It was food poison from those crab legs he ate, not lobster. The crab legs he ate. And like I said, that's the worst food poisoning I feel that you should ever want to have is seafood poisoning. Because it will, I mean, it was minutes after he ate them. He had a pound of crab legs. And like I said, my husband loves seafood, so he sat there and ate the whole entire thing. But it did not take long after he ate that seafood that immediately he started feeling lightheaded. Then it was dizziness, then diarrhea where he passed out. He had sweat drenching sweat all on him. And so, with that being said, and I had the mussels too, so I know it was the mussels, but I didn't eat no crab legs, so I know 100% it was those crab legs. They could have been sitting out all day. Hell, they could have been from yesterday, the day before. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But he is going to the doctor's today, so thank God for that. He did have an appointment today, and I told him make sure they run blood tests on him at this appointment, which I feel they probably would. And you explain to him what happened to you Saturday. That you had got hit by food poisoning due to some seafood you had, because they will find. I'm assuming. I mean, usually when you suffer from, the statistic says when you suffer from food poisoning, it runs about 24 hours to 48 hours. So I would think that there probably would still be a little bit of trace of the food poisoning in the system, you know. But if so, we can definitely sue. We can definitely call on the Board of Health and have them shut down or whatever the case may be. Food poisoning was totally different from my food poisoning. My food poisoning, I just had abdomen pain, and then I just had vomiting and consistently diarrhea. His food poisoning, due to these crab legs, it was just lightheaded, dizziness, a little bit of diarrhea, and then passed out, you know. Now today, Monday, we're up and about, and hopefully we will be able to go to the drive-in movies, because that was going to be our date night. But if not, we could do it another day. It's perfectly fine. I don't want to push him to drive if he don't really need to. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon.